Friends, how are you all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel Pacific Chemistry Classes. Myself Mahima Laharia. So students, today I am going to start the topic of the organometallic compounds. So first in this video I will cover what are the organometallic compounds, their introduction, definition part, and the classification. As the organometallic compounds are classified into so many categories. So first classification, second classification, third classification. Third classification is more important because it depends upon the types of the bonds, means it is having sigma bonds or the pi bonds. And next is the hepaticity that will be covered in the next video, and the metal carbon is separate video will be there. So now let us see what are the organometallic compounds. As you have studied in your previous class, whenever we are talking about the organometallic compounds, in your mind you can remember the Grignard reagent, that is CH3MgBr. So the most important thing in the organometallic compound, one metallic part will be there, for example any metals like our sodium, our magnesium, and one organic part. It is having the different, so this is a different type of organometallic compound. It comes in the second category. So organometallic compounds are those compounds which have a direct bond between the metal and the carbon atom. Generally our metal are having the positive charge and the carbon or the organic part is having the negative charge. Now let us see the broad definition of our organometallic compound. You can take your pen and paper because I have made this video in the form of a notes. You can write it so it will be easy for you to learn in the exam time. So the first organometallic compound called cacodyl, it was discovered in 1841 by the Robert Bunsen. That compound is CH3 whole thrice arsenic, means this is our trimethyl arsenic we can say. So this is the first organometallic compound which was synthesized in 1841, means now you can understand since 1841 these compounds are used. And then ferrocene, it was because of the contribution of Keeley, Poisson, and the Miller. The compounds having at least one metal carbon bond are called as organometallic compounds. So in simple words, what are organometallic compounds? These are the compounds which have at least one metal carbon bond. So you can see here, this is our arsenic and this is our carbon compound. So they are having the metal and the carbon bonds. No other atom should be present between the metal and the carbon, and the metal should be directly attached to the carbon, means the organometallic compounds, the bond will be like this, metal and the carbon having the direct bond. There should be no other element present between them. Any element attached to the carbon which has a less electronegativity than the carbon is called an organometallic compound. As we know that metal will have less electronegativity than carbon. So these are some basic definition which you can write. The compound formed between the metal and the organic compound containing metal carbon bonds are called as organometallic compound. Means so the compound which is formed by the bonding between metal and the carbon are termed as organometallic compound. So simple definition, the compounds which are having one metal carbon bond are called organometallic compounds. These are the compounds which have the direct bond between the metal and the carbon. There is no other elements or atom present between them. So this is a simple definition of the terms. Now these are a simple example, tetra ethyl lead and the sodium and our ethyl radical. So we can say that this is metal which will have the positive charge. This is our negative part, means hydrocarbon part will be the negative charge. Here it will have the positive charge, it will have the negative charge. Now let us start. So this is a very important question which comes in the 5 marks directly in your university exams. So give the classification of organometallic compounds based on the nature of metal carbon bond. So I told in the beginning there will be 3 classification. So first classification is your first classification. We divide this organometallic compound into 2 categories: simple organometallic compound, mixed organometallic compound. What is there? Simple organometallic compound, there will be hydrocarbon radical, means any alkyl radical will be there and hydrogen atom attached to the metal atom. In the mixed organometallic compound, what will be there? There will be hydrocarbon radical, hydrogen atom, and some other groups also present like halogen or the hydroxyl group like bromine, chlorine or OH etc. are attached with the metals. For example, we had seen our Grignard reagent. So which category it came? It came in the mixed organometallic compound category, and it is also our dibutyl stannous and Cl2 is along with it. So this is also an example of mixed organometallic compound. Now simple organometallic compound, as we told, hydrocarbon radical will be there. So this simple organometallic compound can be classified into two categories, symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical. So when we say the symmetrical compounds, so it's simple, all alkyl radicals are same, C2H5 whole 4 PV, tetraethyl lead. So here in this organometallic compound there is simple. So next is our diethyl mercury. It is our symmetrical, all the hydrocarbons are same. And what is in the unsymmetrical? The two alkyl group will be different. One is your ethyl, one is your butyl. So this is an example of the symmetrical, tetraethyl lead and the dimethyl mercury, and unsymmetrical, you can take two different alkyl radicals. So the organometallic categories, first classification, they divided into two categories. That is our simple organometallic compounds, mixed organometallic compounds. In the simple, there will be only hydrocarbon, and the metal part, other they can have the different radicals like our different groups like halogens or hydroxy group etc. So that you can write down the example. Now second example, second classification, they are the derivatives of the main group elements in the periodic table. So student, in the periodic table, as we know that there are SPDF. So S and the P block elements, generally they are termed as the main group elements. So these are the derivatives of the main group elements. So what we can say that the main group elements, which type of the bonds they will form? They will form the sigma covalent bond. And if the alkali metals are participating and alkaline earth metals are participating, they will form the ionic compounds. So if we say that they are the derivatives of our main group element, so we can say that they will form the sigma covalent bond main group elements, except alkali and alkaline earth metals will form the ionic compounds. So which type of the compound examples will be there? We know that our Al2R6, as we know that this is the boron family member na. So BCl3 है ना, B2S6, we know that they form the dimers. So they easily form the dimeric form. So this is an example for our dimeric trialkyl aluminium, or we can say that dimeric trimethyl है ना. CH3s are 3 Al, CH3 1, CH3 2, CH3 this 3. So these are the dimer for our trialkyl aluminium. So we can write it as R6, Al2R6. And next example is our beryllium dimethyl form है ना, polymeric dimethyl beryllium. They also form our organometallic compound. Why organometallic compounds? Because there is a direct bond between the metal and the carbons. These are our electron deficient species also are the example of our organometallic compounds. So these are the second classification, derivatives of the main group elements in the periodic table. This will have one more type. There will be some derivatives of the transition elements also. So as we discussed there can be sigma bonding and the covalent bonding. But when we are talking about the transition elements, generally the transition elements form organometallic compounds with the pi bonding ligands. Pi bonding ligands means any ligands. What are the ligands? Or we can say that they will donate the lone pair of electron in our simple concept. But here they will donate the pi bonds, pi electrons. So the examples of the pi ligands are alkenes. They are 2 electron donors. As we know that there will be double bond between this na. So they can donate 2 pi electrons. So they are 2 electron donors. Similarly, 1,3-butadiene, 4 electron donors. We know the structure of 1,3-butadiene. They can donate, they have the 4 pi electrons. So they are 4 pi electron donors. Cyclopentadiene, you can see this structure of cyclopentadiene. So there are 5 electrons available. So they will have the 5 electron donor. Benzene ring, they will have the 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contributed by each carbon. So these are the some pi bonding ligands. So the derivatives of the transition elements will form the organometallic compounds with the pi bonding ligand. So what are pi bonding ligands? Which have pi electrons available for them. So pi electrons available, pi bond will be there. For example, alkene, butadiene, cyclopentadiene, benzene ring. We can also take the example of naphthalene, our anthracene. They can also act as our pi bonding ligands. As the pi bonding ligands increases the stability of the sigma bond and makes the compound stability. As we have already know, as the electron are delocalized, they increases the stability of a compound. So the two example I have taken here, dibenzene chromium. We know that chromium is our transition metal. What is the atomic number? 24. And it is our iron. It is also a transition metal. So transition metals, if they form the organometallic compound, they need our pi bonding ligands. So you can make the structures. Third classification. Third classification is the very important, because this is sometime asked directly. So on the basis of the metal carbon bond formation, we are classifying here ionic organometallic compound. Then we will classify them as our sigma bonded covalent organometallic compound, and third category will be our pi bonded organometallic compounds. So these are they are further third category is further classified into three categories. So now let us begin. So the classification on the basis of the metal carbon bond formation means which type of the bond is there between the metal and carbon, whether it is sigma, whether it is pi, it is covalent. Okay. So now first, ionic organometallic compound. So the nature of metal carbon bond is ionic in this case. As we say that generally which type of the metals will form these compounds? Alkali metals, alkaline earth metals. So we say that the metal part will have the positive charge, ionic na. So one part will be negative, one part will be positive. So ionic bond formation, if we consider it as ionic, definitely the metal part will have the positive charge and the carbon will have the negative charge. This is the how carbon is of the hydrocarbon part, means if it is C2H5 and so on, so the carbon is from the our hydrocarbon radical. So generally we can say that alkali metals, they form the organometallic compound easily. OMC I have written shortcut for the organometallic compounds in comparison to the alkaline earth metals. For example, if we are taking the naphthalene as a pi bonding ligand and the compound is with the sodium, what type of, so naphthalene radical will have the minus charge and our sodium will have the positive charge, and these compounds are generally paramagnetic in nature. Generally sodium forms a lot of organometallic compounds. Some characteristics I have written. So the organosodium compounds, they are colorless salts like solids. They fused form are electrolytes. If they are in the fused form, they are generally electrolytes. They are insoluble in the non-polar solvents. Insoluble in the non-polar solvents. For example, other examples of the alkali metals are our C5H5Na. So C5H5 is a cyclopentadiene, our ligand. So it is our, this sodium is a positive part and the cyclopentadiene is a negative part. Here phenyl is a negative part and the sodium is a positive part. Here again same, this is the same compound I have written here. Now these organometallic compounds show a gradual transition from ionic to the sigma bonded covalent bond forms. Means sometime, as we say, there are ionic compound, but the nature shifts like a sigma bonded covalent form, as depends upon the electronegativity of both the elements present. So thus the alkyls of sodium are more ionic and less covalent than the lithium. If we compare between the sodium and the lithium, so this sodium, they are more ionic and less covalent than the lithium. Then they are extremely reactive and prepared in the ethereal solvents. We know that as sodium is a reactive, so the compounds of the sodium are also reactive. Generally, they are prepared in the ethereal solvent. As we have studied the Grignard reagents, we are using the dry ether. They are unstable in air. They are easily hydrolyzed in water to liberate hydrocarbon with the formation of hydroxides. They are unstable in air and they easily hydrolyzed in water to liberate the hydrocarbons with the formation of hydroxide. So what I will say that if these points are more for the some students, if they want to write in the short, they can write from the above what are the categories, what are the example, that's enough. And some students want more points, so I have written in the broad answer type. They are insoluble in organic hydrocarbon solvents. They are insoluble in organic hydrocarbon solvent. So just you can write at the point. Now, what about the stability of ionic organometallic compound? As there will be always hydrocarbon part will be there, so the stability of the this type of organometallic compound will depend upon the R. Which type of R is there? If it is ethyl, so there is no delocalization present now. But if it is phenyl or if it is our cyclopentadiene type of the ligand, so definitely there will be more stable because of the delocalization of the pi electron. So one example I have written here. This is our MnC6H5 whole twice, means biphenyl or diphenyl manganese, you can see. So we can say that this compound is stable because of the delocalization of the electrons in the benzene ring. So next, so this was the first category, classification on the basis of the metal carbon bond. So here you have to write first is the ionic organometallic compounds. You can take some examples. And second is our sigma bonded covalent organometallic compound. First is ionic, second is the sigma bonded covalent organometallic compound. Means the bond will be sigma type. So the non-transition elements, as we discussed previously, some main group elements. So this will be our from the P block category: boron, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus. So non-transition elements, they generally form sigma bonded covalent organometallic compounds. The polarity depends upon the difference in the electronegativity between the metal and the carbon. Means which type of the bond will be there, means the bond will be polar or non-polar. So it will depends upon the electronegativity difference between our carbon as well as the element. Means which metal is there, which non-metal is there. As then the transition metal form metal carbon sigma bonds with the organic groups if some additional pi bonding ligands are present. As we have studied in the first category, our main group elements can form the organometallic compound easily, but they can be having the polar nature. But the transition metals will form with the the bonds with the pi bonding ligands only. They are directly attached to the metal atom. For example, we can see this our C6H5 FeCO whole thrice R, means this is our phenyl ligand and this is having the pi electrons, and this is our iron, this is our carbonyl group, and this is our alkyl radical. So the transition metals forms the metal carbon sigma bonds with organic groups if some additional pi bonding ligands are present. Means if some additional pi bonding ligands are present, then only the transition metals like iron will able to form the metal carbon organometallic compounds. So the binary alkyls of the transition metals are unstable. Means if we see the binary alkyls, they are unstable, etc. And comparing to the binary alkyls of our main group elements, if in place of zinc, if it is our simple elements, suppose if it is our sodium or beryllium, so they are stable in comparison to the binary alkyls of our transition elements. What are the other characteristics? These compounds have 2 electrons, 2 center bonds, and they are between the organic group and the atom. Means if we see suppose if it is a silicon and it is our carbon, so silicon will contribute 1 electron, carbon will contribute 1 electron. So what we can write, these compounds have 2 electrons, 2 center sigma bond between the organic group, this is our organic group, and the metal atom. So in place of metal it is silicon, it's not a metal. So the percentage of the ionic character is high due to the electronegativity difference. If the electronegativity difference is high, the percentage of the ionic character will also be high. These compounds formed by the non-metallic and metalloid compounds, means it is not confined to the metals. Some non-metals can also form these type of the compounds, organometallic compounds, and metalloids can also form the sigma organometallic compounds. So this some examples I have written here: SiCH3 whole 4 tetra methylsilanes and your cyclooctadiene rhodium. So you can see the structure here. This is our cyclooctadiene rhodium chloride. So this is our 2 chlorine atoms. This is our rhodium, and this is our octadiene, means there will be 8 carbon atoms. So you can make the structures and what the geometry of the organometallic compounds will be there. So it's just like our VSC pair theory. If our hybridization is sp, the number of bonding group will be 2, so the geometry will be linear. If it is sp2, the number of bonding groups will be 3, then equilateral triangle. If it is sp3, it will be 4, tetrahedral. If it is 4, number of bonding groups, again hybridization is dsp2, it can go for the square planar. If it is dsp3, 5 and trigonal bipyramidal. If it is d2sp3, the number of bonding group will be 6 and it can go for the octahedral. Now our third important category of the bond metal which depends upon the metal carbon bond is the non-classically bonded or the pi bonded organometallic compounds. This is very simple, we already discussed. So the transition metal complexes with the unsaturated organic compounds, as we discussed, any transition metals like our iron, our chromium, they can form the organometallic compound with any unsaturated organic compounds, which there is an interaction between the pi orbitals of organic ligands and the d and p orbitals of the metals. So metals, which orbitals will participate? D and p, and of the ligand pi electrons will play the role. So the transition metal complexes with alkene as well as the cyclic compounds like cyclopentadiene, benzene, etc. As we already studied the structure of our ferrocene, it's our iron, and we know that the cyclopentadiene, this act is our pi ligand, pi bonding ligand. So many compounds you can make easily. If it is Mn, we have manganese rahega, and you can make the benzene ring, so biphenyl, and you can make the 2 benzene rings. So this type of our category, non-classically bonded or pi bonded organometallic compounds. What do you have to remember in this? We need pi bonding ligands, means which supply the pi electrons. So here you can see alkenes, they have the pi electrons. 1,3-butadiene, they have the pi electrons. Cyclopentadiene, they are also having the pi electrons, means they are having the 5 electrons delocalization, and the benzene, there are 6 electrons. So in the next video we will discuss for the hepaticity. So I hope this is clear. If it is lengthy, you can cut the theory part, but examples you have to write the fully. So the sigma bonded, in the last classification, what you have to remember? First is our ionic organometallic compound. Second is our sigma bonded covalent organometallic compounds. In sigma bonded covalent organometallic compounds, we have to give the more important non-transition elements. Example you can give from the main group elements, that is our p block you can take here, and from here you can take some pi bonding ligands are present, means our cyclopentadiene or our phenyl ligands, they are our pi bonding ligands and they are attached directly to the metal atom. The binary alkyls of the transition elements are unstable. So you can take any. It's not compulsory you write zinc here only. You can take any other transition elements also. So just if you want to cut these points, it's not compulsory. I am saying now those students want to write lengthy, they can write all the points. But the important is here you have to write that the nature is polar here, and the polarity depends upon the electronegativity difference between the metal and the carbon atom. Next, you can easily make this structure and you can give this table. It will not take much time, and this non-classically bonded or the pi bonded organometallic compounds. So I hope the video is clear. If any doubt, you can ask me or WhatsApp me. Thanks for watching. Those who have not subscribed the channel, do subscribe the channel, and just you can take the screenshot from the beginning. So this is the definition part. This questions comes directly in the 5 marks. So first classification, simple and the mixed organometallic compound. Simple are divided into two categories, that is our symmetrical and unsymmetrical. Second classification, again two types, derivative of the main group elements in the periodic table and the derivative of the transition elements. Then third classification on the basis of the metal carbon bond, that is our ionic. You can take the screenshots. Sometimes they can ask one more question, stability of the ionic organometallic compounds. Thanks for watching. Do share with your friends.